On today's episode of Chronicles of a Nigerian Woman, I'll be reading Sequoia's story. I grew up with a single mother. I am the firstborn, and my father passed on when I was 6. I have 2 younger siblings. I saw my mom work very, very hard. I mean, extra hard. My mom was very smart, and she understood how to sell and how to trade. And she sold anything, from insurance to real estate to cars, anything that could give her an income. I was very close to her, and she told me everything. I was her protege. At least that's how she saw me. So she made it a point of duty to teach me all she knew. I believe I grew up too quickly. But it didn't matter at the time because I did not even realize it then. I just absorbed everything. My mother gave me, my sister, and my brother the best life she could. We went to good private schools, lived in a nice neighborhood, and she had a car. She always dressed very well and paid attention to her hair and nails too. My mom taught me that a woman's true worth was in her ability to take care of herself and her responsibilities, irrespective of the presence of a man. When I was a teenager, she told me that she decided after my father died that she would not remarry or get involved with any man until her children, who were her primary responsibility, were old enough to take care of themselves financially. Her reason for this was that she did not want any man around her to feel that she needed him to share the burden of her responsibility, and she wanted the lines to be very clear. She was very savvy with money, and she invested in shares, micro land projects, and in trading items like palm oil and yams. She would give money to large traders who would pay her back with interest after selling. She was involved in the local contribution, Ajo, and she made sure I knew everything she was doing and where her monies were invested. Everything my mother taught me made me very independent-minded. I started my first business in secondary school selling bracelets I made. However, I was stopped by the school authorities because they did not want trading activities between students. My mother then asked me to focus on my studies and leave the business till I was through with school. She, however, opened bank accounts for each of my siblings and I and allowed us to operate them. She taught us how to save and how to manage our money. I also had a weekly contribution with 5 of my friends, and so my account grew quickly. As soon as I finished school at 16, I started another business selling hair accessories and small jewelry items. I went to study computer programming in the university, and that was the professional space I got into. I got a very good job and was paid quite well. A couple of years back, I was about 32 when I met Osaz, and he was a great person. We were very good friends, and that was the most important thing to me in our relationship, which was my first serious one. The one issue that came up between us recurrently was his insistence that I was too independent. For me, I just did not want to be reliant on anyone, much less a man. There was nothing I needed or wanted that I could not afford to buy for myself. It was not that I had an unlimited supply of money, but I was content to live within the limits of my financial capacity, and I earned enough to live comfortably. I could easily afford to rent my own place, but I did not see the need to, since I was not married and my mom was happy to have me at home. I bought myself a car and everything else I needed. Osaz was never sure what to buy me as a gift because he could not find anything I wanted as such. When we went out together, I always insisted on splitting the bill with him. I wouldn't let him pay for my hair or anything like that either, and it really frustrated him. I didn't think it was a big deal. In fact, I thought he should be happy that I was not after his money, but he said it made him feel like I did not need him. Eventually, he called off the relationship. I was hurt, but I did not dwell on it. If he didn't feel that our love and friendship was enough, then there was nothing I could do about it. We spoke things through, but we couldn't reach a compromise, so I had to let it slide. That was over a year ago, after we had dated for about 10 months. About 6 months ago, I met Josh. We were introduced by a mutual friend. Josh is a great guy. He is very sweet and kind, and he and I are the same age. He is a chef who recently opened his own restaurant, and it clearly has potential because it has started on a very good note. But for now, I have the upper hand financially. It does not make any difference to me, but Josh recently started saying exactly the same thing Osaz used to complain about. I'm a bit conscious about making Josh spend money on me because he has a growing business, and I think it's important for him to focus on that, especially if we plan to get married, which is what we're hoping for. I take care of things and I don't expect him to do much. I've had cause to ask him to get some things for me, and I always insist on paying him back. And when he didn't accept cash, I transferred the money back to him, since I was able to find his account details using his phone number. He was really upset about it, and he took it to mean that I don't think he has the capacity to take care of me. Honestly, I think these are just cases of men not being able to handle a financially strong woman. But I'm putting this out in case there's something I'm missing or something I'm doing wrong. I'm not the kind of girl who gets taken in by luxury items. I appreciate gifts, but there's really nothing I need or want that I don't have. I am content with love notes, thoughtful handmade items, poems, and things like that. But they just don't seem to get it. I also believe that a woman being financially dependent on a man breeds disrespect and, in the long term, abuse. I wish they would just understand that I have no desire to emasculate them, but I need to be true to myself. What do you think about Sequoia's situation? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like this video, to share it with someone who will find it useful, and definitely remember to subscribe to my channel. Look in the description below to join the Valiant Women's Network and to find other resources that you will find useful for you. Till I come your way again, ciao!